Hello everybody, we are back here in America Truck Simulator. We are going to be driving the Volvo here today. We are currently headed to Santa Fe. I believe we have roughly about 1,502 miles to go. So let's go ahead and get out on the road, shall we? And I know some of you have probably read the title here, and I'll explain to you what exactly happened with that. We'll go ahead and turn that off. We'll get this truck started up here. Let's go ahead and get on the road. Actually, give me 1 second here, guys. My chair is being a little bit of a pain, so give me 1 second here. Alright, guys, I am back. My apologies. I just had to raise my chair up a little bit. My chair is pretty old, so I have to, sometimes, raise it up because it just lowers on its own. And I can't do anything when it's in that position, so I just feel like I'm sitting on the ground pretty much. Let me go get that out of the way here. Like I said, we are headed to Santa Fe here. Nice and easy here. I did actually end up flipping the truck around. I didn't know how long that it would exactly take. So I did that off camera real quickly before I started recording, so it actually wasn't that bad. I just flipped the truck around pretty much. I had enough room to do so. Anyways, so you guys are probably wondering about the title. Well, I have, of course, officially resigned from After Hours Reborn. Not something that I ever thought I would be doing, not something that I wanted to do, but it's just something that happens. And what exactly happened that made me resign? Well, it's a lot of things, really. One, there were just ridiculously stupid rules being made. I mean, if someone made, a mistake or something like that, the whole department would be punished for it, not just, that one individual that broke the rules. Like, say if someone broke the rules when they weren't supposed to, the rules would be changed in SOP for the whole entire department. Which is absolutely bullshit. If we are not following the rules well, let me rephrase that. If someone's not following the rules, then that individual should be punished, not the whole department. Especially when the majority of us are doing the right thing. So, with that being said, what really took the cake for me was I was going to be receiving 2 1090s, which is a warning, for just absolutely stupid, ridiculous stuff. Like, I actually did record this entire thing, start conversation leading up to me resigning from that community. If you guys want to see it, just let me know whether or not you guys would be interested in seeing that. I don't want to, say something bad about the community because it's a pretty small community. They just need a lot to work on. So, along the lines of with the 1090. Well, I was going to be receiving 2 1090s. One is for an in-game situation that happened. I was doing everything correctly, and they were going to be claiming that I was forced RPing, which I never forced RP'd from anyone. I was only doing roleplay as a law enforcement officer. Let me explain you the story about what happened. I'll try to make this short as kind of a long story about what happened. So, I had a individual on a red ATV that took off from me. Well, he did a takeoff from me. What happened was, an officer pulled over the red ATV. Don't know why, but after about 5 or 10 minutes later, after the officer pulls over this ATV, the ATV takes off from the officer. So now this is a 1080. When the officer is pursuing, in that community there is a strong no self-dispatching rule. So I was not originally dispatched to the call, but I witnessed the pursuit, and there was only one officer pursuing that ATV, which was the officer that pulled over the ATV from the begin with. Ends up 1050, which is a vehicle accident. So I do witness him 1050. The pursuit comes past me. The ATV comes past me. What the fuck are you doing? No! Good God! I think we just went around in circles with this. Oh my God. Anyways, so like I was saying, the officer 1050s and whatnot. So, assuming I witnessed it, I asked dispatch, which everyone's allowed to do in that community. You can ask dispatch if he would like you to attach to the call, or if you can attach. The dispatch said go ahead. So I went ahead and pursued the ATV. The ATV ends up going on Nowhere Road. If you guys don't know Nowhere Road, it's kind of hard to explain. If you know that dirt road by Marina, by like Insane Shores, there's that dirt road that goes like past like the power station or whatnot. He goes down that dirt road, he goes over the river, across, continues down Nowhere, turns on to Kakla, continues all the way down. He's driving through the national park and whatnot, continues all the way down to Panorama. He turns right on Panorama, continues to head down towards Sandy, ends up going into the gas station that is right in front of the airfield, the Sandy airfield, and he pulls over. He must have thought I lost him or did not see him and tried to duck away from me. I do end up seeing him. I pulled up right behind him with lights and siren, and about 5 or 10 seconds later, he takes off from me again. And he ends up going all the way down to Alhambra, which I believe it's Alhambra. Continues all the way until we hit 1050s in front of the 24/7 in Sandy. So as he does that, he is launched from the bike. Oh my God. I was not expecting that. I was in the brakes and just would not stop. What happens when you're telling a story and not paying attention? Anyway, so he does get launched from the bike. I originally get out with guns drawn, of course, because this guy just ran from me. But he does lay down, so then once I realize he lays down, I do immediately call for 52s. Actually, as soon as I get out of the car, I call for 52s, which is a ambulance or medical assistance. So, he lays down. I, holster my gun because he's injured. And about 5 or 10 minutes later, I have a security guard that gets into my truck to turn off my lights and siren. Due to the celerity of the ATV, I can only do one thing at once here. I decided the ATV that just wrecked was more important. And, you know, he doesn't really, the security guy doesn't really do anything in my truck. He just, you know, turns on my lights and sirens and gets out. So he stays on scene for a little. A couple of officers go over there and have a talk with him as I'm dealing with the ATV guy. Thank you, non-trucker. Anyways, so as I am like dealing with the security guy and the ATV driver, the ATV driver gets up, starts walking towards the ATV, and I hear specifically, "Oh, I'm fine, I'm fine," and he gets back on the ATV. So when he does that, I tase him because I don't want him taking off from me. The only thing that would literally prevent him from taking off from me again was that his ATV was stuck on a rock. So after all this, the state commissioner, which is currently Teresa F., ends up, you know what I'm saying, to say, hey, lower your guns down and everything like that. Mind you, this guy is not in custody yet. We just tased him off the ATV. And, you know, she's telling me lower all your guns and whatnot. You know, she has no power saying she seen nothing about what happened beforehand. And after we get this guy in custody, mind you, we're still not allowed to have weapons or anything like that. We get this guy in custody, we have a talk, and after all this, ATV guy is released and given a warning for her failure to yield. Like, no. So I put in a complaint, and about a few days later, I get pulled by the director and deputy director. We have a discussion. And, you know, one thing led to another. I ended up getting put by the state commissioner. Actually, I had this discussion with the directors on the day this happened. A couple of days later, I get put out by the, I believe it's like the assistant state commissioner or something like that. He is like second in command from Teresa. So he pulls me in and informs me that I get a 1090, including the officer that was on that call gets a 1090 as well. You know, the original officer that pulled that guy over. So I start to appeal my 1090 because it's absolutely bullshit. I was doing everything I was supposed to, following every rule, the SOP. I was still getting 1090. So the director himself privately messaged me in TeenSport and even says that is bullshit. Just absolutely bullshit. And you know, one thing leads to another. The director was going to be reviewing it, which I was not going to sit through that because that's stupid. It should not be even happening. And the second 1090 that I was going to get was for disrespect to admin. Which what happened in this situation is I was asking questions regarding the situation in Discord before I made a complaint. And, you know, I was not being disrespected whatsoever. There was another member that was, but I don't have any control over what one member does. I mean, he said that I was fueling another member's anger. I do not control of what anyone does. You know, I was actually trying to calm down the situation, letting the member that was involved with, which was actually the original officer on the scene that pulled over the ATV. I was trying to calm him down. I let him know that HA, or head administration, was aware, and they were going to take care of it properly. So there's no need to continue this anymore. I don't know how that relates to, you know, disrespect. I was asking questions calmly, you know, and whatnot, including I had those about 2 or 3 members from that patrol come and ask me personally what was going on. So I went ahead and did that so the members, you know, would know that I was doing my duties and that they weren't being ignored. Because at that time I was Master Trooper and those were my duties. I had the duty to report any and all doings to administration. That was my responsibility. I need to pull over here and get some fuel real quickly. So, along the lines of that, I was going to get a 1090 no matter what. And the 1090 that happened on that situation was not going to stick because it was the director that was going to interview it, and he thought it was complete bullshit, and he was going to pretty much, you know, overrule it. Shit. Oh well. I was supposed to go the opposite way, but come on. Park and brake here. Go ahead and get some fuel here. So like I said, I was going to get 1090. Doing this was absolute bullshit. I was not going to stand for that. And therefore, I resigned. And now, after a few days, I have moved on to another community, which is Asterisk Gaming, roleplay community. You know, I'm already a civilian over there, so I am hoping to start doing some content for you guys here pretty soon on that game. So definitely stay tuned for that. So this is roughly about what has been happening this past couple of days. Just joining a new community and, you know, trying to get training in. You know, and that community has no rules whatsoever on content creators for YouTube, Twitch, or anything like that. They have no rules against that whatsoever. No requirements or anything. If you want to, go right ahead. That's their rules for it. It's just so awesome. You know, I'm loving that community already. It's the members, a lot of members from, I want to say a lot of members, but there is quite a few members from ACDC over there. But it's not run by the same people anymore. I honestly don't know who it's run by. I'm sorry. I don't know anybody over there yet. So I do apologize if anyone from over there is watching this. I'm sorry. But I gotta get to know the people over there. Well, like I said, that is roughly about what happened when I left after I was reborn. You know, that community needs a lot of work. The director needs to step in and run his damn community. He's letting people run the community that should not be running the community. That should have no say-so in the community whatsoever. Like Teresa and Joshua are pretty much running the goddamn community. I mean, you know, whatever happens, you know, pretty much is their decision. You know, whatever happens stays, pretty much. And it never gets overruled. Nothing ever gets overruled. So, you know, that's why I left. You know, the director needs to step in and run his community. You know, like, the director is not a bad guy. He was literally trying to help me. A few days after I left the community, like immediately after I left, he was trying to get me back in the community. Took about 3 or 4 days. You know, I was going to go for fire, was not going to go for state police again. Waited a couple of days, didn't get any response from it. Had no idea what was going on. So I moved on. And with Osprey Gaming, there's no dual cleaning. So, you know, I cannot go to that community if I wanted to. And even then, the only time I was going to be going to that community if everything got fixed the way it should be. Everything got taken care of. Because, you know, I'll leave this to your guys' opinion. You know, like I said, I'm not saying this is a bad community. It just needs a lot of work. People needs to be taking control that they should be. And that's just it, you know. What I just told you guys, I'll leave that to your guys' opinion. But in my opinion, I just felt that was just absolutely bullshit. That is why I left. And including, I was getting quite bored over there, not that I was reborn. I just got tired of how patrols were, you know, like I would literally leave for weeks on end because there's nothing that was happening. And actually, even including when I did do that, I was having to do pretty much not a complete retraining, but, you know, I do a ride along with someone, get evaluated again, and that fucking bullshit. Even though that was not my fault, I can't help it. There's no patrols. You know, like, what are you expecting me to do? Just go in there and hop a server and patrol myself? I mean, so roughly that is why I left after I was reborn. Like I said, I'll leave this to your guys' opinion. I'm not saying it's bad community. You know, you could post more on the side of the road, you fucking dickheads. Just stay in the middle of the goddamn road. What is wrong with you? I've never seen a cop do that in my life. Like, where that's an acceptable traffic stop. I mean, like I said, so that is what's been happening the past couple of days. You know, hopefully I'll be able to get out there and make more content for you guys. You know, more roleplay content. I'm not saying roleplay will be what my channel is all about, but you know, it's more roleplay that you guys have been getting lately. Because Aspect Gaming is a pretty big community. You know, I would say maybe like 200 members. I'm not sure how big that community is, but it's pretty large. You know, we get full, you know, patrols, you know, full server, which is so nice. I do miss that. And I'm just happy where I am, you know. I get it! I fucking get it! Shut up! Like, come on! What the fuck, man? There's no way that's that loud in real life. Or that even happens in real life whatsoever. Because, good lord, man, that's how you blow freaking truck drivers' ears out. Go ahead and pull into here. I just love the sound of this truck. This is very realistic sound to this truck. Like, it is absolutely amazing. Well, I think it's like close to realistic as you possibly can get. Like, for example, if you watch JBG Travels, he has this exact same truck. Actually, exact same color is where I got this color from. If you watch him, you can hear what this truck sounds like, and it is very, very close, if not exact same. You know, he's one of my favorite, actually the only truck driver YouTuber that I watch. Jesus, dude, slow the hell down. That was actually pretty perfect. Like, I honestly thought I was probably going to hit somebody, but I didn't. See, this thing makes no fucking sense. It really doesn't. There's so much traffic right now. It's not even funny. I've never seen traffic up here before, ever. It's this much. What is that? I don't know what the fuck that is. Sorry if you guys are hearing it. It sounds like someone's hammering something. Also, very strangely, I actually lost power this morning. I believe it was around like 5 o'clock in the morning. I ended up losing power. It wasn't rain or storm or anything, so very weird. Maybe someone hit power lines or crossed into the power pole. I don't know what happened. It was just off for like 10 minutes, I would say. Sorry guys, you're hearing that hammer, and I have no idea what the fuck that thing is. We're just cruising along here. I like how that's a snow zone, but there's actually no snow in this damn game. I wonder what they're gonna do with that, like, where they would actually put snow in this game or not. Because when they get up north and everything like that, then they're gonna have to figure out, you know, how to put snow in the game for those areas, because here up north, you know, we get a lot of snow, so. Well, here for Indiana, where I live, we haven't gotten very much snow. Like, we've gotten like maybe like 2 inches the past couple of years, which is very strange. But, you know, I'm not gonna say anything because I do not want a bad snowfall. Like, we had like a pretty much a blizzard, like 2014 or something like that. We had a really bad blizzard. Like, there was literally snow piles that was taller than some of the stores that we have here. I mean, that is bad when you have that much snow. It was so bad we had to, like, you know, I had to like show the driveway, like, it took me at least like 4 hours to show one of my family's driveways, and after all that, that was still pretty freaking bad. We had to actually go to the store and get some cat litter. I don't know why we got cat litter. I think cat litter would help with traction. Well, it did. We could get up our driveway because my family's driveway is like an incline. It's gravel, but it has like an incline, so kind of horrible when we get bad snowstorms, which doesn't really happen, but we had to like floor it to get our car up the freaking hill, and when we reversed to get out of the driveway, we just had to, like, you know, hope for the best, pretty much. You know, just let it roll and don't stop, or we get stuck in the snow. So we got cat litter and just put it all over the driveway, and that helped a lot. You know, just be able to get cars out, because one of my family members had to go to work that day. I know I could go to work in a freaking blizzard. I have no idea, but one of my family members are very, very determined and very, very tough. You know, wouldn't miss work no matter what. Come on, baby, you can do this. Go over this damn hill. This guy looks cool. Wow. Look at that, guys. Like, you can, like, sort of see, like, the stars poking out of the, like, sky there. Where it's just like all cloudy and everything. That looks cool. At least it looks cloudy to me. I don't know if it actually is or not. Probably not. There's a bedded truck. Why is that even out here? Like, this is like, supposed to be a major roadway and probably not very far from the town, so they would just get rid of it. But maybe they would want to keep those there just for looks and everything. I don't know, when one of our neighboring small counties, which is Stoughton, we used to have, I don't believe it was us, I can't remember where this damn thing was, but we used to have an old fire truck just sit there, like in a field or whatnot, you know, one of those like old fire trucks, like the first engine type things there. I actually have no idea where that went. I haven't seen that in a while. I don't think it's there anymore. But I know in Clay City we do have an old police car that we have, like, you know, it's like one of those classic, you know, first time police cars or whatnot, not the modern ones. But that is pretty interesting, you know. You can really see how far police vehicles have come. So it's like, you know, from 20 years to, you know, now. It's absolutely amazing. Now police are like driving muscle cars. I mean, I'm pretty sure Dodge Chargers are considered muscle. I mean, I would assume so, but don't take me up on that. I'm not really sure what those are classified under. I'm not an expert on that, but I'm pretty sure they're muscle cars. I mean, they sound awesome. They sound like a muscle car, so. Drink, drive, lose. What the fuck does that mean? Like, what? I mean, what do you classify by losing? Going to jail, or no, by getting an accident and getting killed? I mean, I guess we consider that being both, but that is the worst sign I've ever seen on drinking and driving. Like, these things have gotten so fucking bad lately, it's not even funny. Like, stop! No, quit making it worse. We are probably gonna pull over at this rust area up here and wrap things up here. I have the right of way, bitch. Never ever do that around the truck because we can't turn. Like, do not do that. It's how you get hit because of the tire swing. Alrighty. Like I said, I'm going to be wrapping things up here. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.